Hey, this is Jim from Call Center Coach and CX Media. I'm here with Dave Evans of Khoros, who is actually one of the main sponsors to the Customer Service Summit that is in New York City, put on by Insight Group. And Dave, we had a little bit of a blast here that we didn't plan for, didn't we?
We did. I guess one of the fire suppressors went off and sprayed everybody with some black, but you know what? My hair got dyed, so I think I'm coming back next week for another treatment. Off we go.
And this is why I love talking to Dave. Dave doesn't really remember me, but I met him about 10 years ago, and he's same,
exactly.
Same energy, same, I mean, I just love him. So Dave, tell us a little bit about what you do at Khoros.
So Khoros, we are customer engagement for digital marketing, for customer care, for all of that. What I do as one of the co-founders of one of the original companies that became Khoros is I think about just the problem of customer engagement, of when people have questions, when they need answers for things, when they're looking for solutions. How do they do that? How do we make that easier? And then from a brand perspective, how does the brand actually facilitate that in a way that the customer gives credit back to the brand? Right? There's lots of self-help forums and things that you can do sort of on your own, but you feel like you kind of solved the problem, like where was the brand in this whole thing? And what we really do and what I think about is how we enable the brand to do this or to enable this kind of experience in a way that the customer actually recognizes, wow, the brand put this in place for me, and whether I'm contacting an agent or I'm reading something on Facebook or I'm in one of the branded self-help communities or something like that, all of this is working to help make a great experience for me.
Well, and Dave, for those of you who may not be aware, is actually one of the pioneers in social customer care. He's been doing this for so long. I think he wrote the book on it. Matter of fact, I think he's written 2 books on it. Is that right?
That's right.
So tell us what your 2 books are, Dave.
So the first book was called Social Media Marketing an Hour a Day, and it was one of the sort of original like how-to. There were lots of theory books on social media and what it means and so on, but this was sort of a very stepwise, do this, do this, do this, the next week, do this, do this, do this. It sort of led you through a plan of how to implement meaningful customer engagement. When the company that I co-founded, Social Dynamics, then merged with Lithium, which was one of the original community providers, the chief community officer and I put together a second book on how to take those, sort of 2 sets of tools and put those together as a brand to create these really rich customer experiences around care, around what's now digital engagement, things like that. And then we just carry that forward. But that's really what the genesis of the 2 books were.
So Dave, tell us a little bit about one of your main goals that you want to accomplish while being here this week. Of course, not the explosion of the suppressor.
The hair. I mean, look, this was like a bonus. I didn't even plan for this one. So, no, I mean, for me, the real thing is, number one, to understand from what other people are doing, where we can go with our products, with our software and things like that. But I mean, that's sort of my narrow perspective. The bigger perspective that I have is really understanding. I mean, I see that Wegmans, other great brands are here for unrelated shows, but as I'm looking around, I'm realizing how much digital customer engagement really does permeate everything that we do now with the rise of messaging, with mobile phones, with all of this sort of thing. And so what I'm really looking to do is to understand how people are using these technologies, whether you're a brand or a customer, how you're actually using these technologies so that we know where to go. I mean, my motivation in this whole thing over the past 20 years has really been around this idea of better experiences for customers in learning about the kinds of products and services that are available through the brands that they're already doing business with, right? How to get more, how to fix things, how to understand, how to upgrade, how to, all of these kinds of things, right? Creating those kinds of experiences then is sort of paramount, and that begins with understanding what people are actually doing, how many people are actually doing things. I mean, I talk to a lot of people and I ask them about, have you tried tweeting the brand? Have you used WhatsApp to talk to the hotel before you get there? And they sort of look at me like, what is that? And I'm like, come on, you need a calendar with a year on it here. It's like if I'm doing this, trust me, you could be doing this too.
Yeah, and this is definitely mainstreaming. I mean,
absolutely.
And it's also constantly evolving, so you must stay on top. Dave, thanks for actually helping us all move forward faster, and we wish you the very best.
Absolutely, Jim. Thank you. Yeah.